Yeah.
Long time coming.
So what had happened is we did this a week ago, and somebody
They'll let them.
forgot to hit record. So listen, you're going to check this out on YouTube. It's going to be all over Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. I still don't have access to the channel yet.
I'm working on it, dude.
Man,
I'm learning.
But anyways,
I'm old, so I'm learning.
I'm older than you.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm 50.
Well, I'm 49. So I guess
There you go. Yeah. So basically, I'm Mike Singletary, and who's 49 for the Bears? I have in my lineup. You're killing me, Smalls.
Gosh, I'm drawing a blank. Who?
Edmonds. All right. So listen, ladies and gentlemen, obviously we are Bears fans. We have been really good friends. We're like brothers for 17 years.
The better part of 2 decades.
Yeah. And we each have a podcast, Pins and Wins and JK's Rushblock. And we wanted to do a Chicago Bears sport type thing. And it just so happened to line up that my schedule changed, lines up with his day off. So here we are. We're going to talk about Chicago Bears, right?
That's what we do. I figure it's what we do that all the time. We might as well record it. And actually people want to watch it.
And no, that's not liquor. No, that's not liquor. That's actually a monster. So, but hey, if he wants to go and have some cognac, whatever, So listen.
Wait a minute. Do you smell it?
It's football season.
Yes, it is. Today's opening day.
Yeah.
Yeah. And unfortunately, neither one of our teams is playing, but so we got to wait till Monday night, which I actually like because then I get to enjoy all of opening day and not care who wins.
Absolutely. So I'm just going to jump right into this. We say this every year, right? This is our year. Remember last year we were watching Hard Knocks. You had seen the episodes before me.
The Hard Knocks that did everything. Make Matt Andrews look cool.
And then, I remember.
And then he actually had to do the job.
Exactly. Yeah, I still remember he was getting a haircut. But that was stupid. Whatever. Remember how Ray Clay, the whole Chicago Bulls intro, that got me hyped. And then the season started, and it just seemed like it was like a disaster. But this year, Ben Johnson, we got him.
Yes. And not only did we get him, but he chose us because he had the opportunity to go anywhere he wanted or stay in Detroit, and he chose to come to Chicago. And I fully believe it's for two reasons. Correction. One reason, 2 words. Caleb Williams. It's because it frustrates me. Everybody wants to hate on Caleb for paints his nails. How he was projected out of college. That's not his fault. As long as he throws touchdowns, who gives a
Yeah.
The guy got his ass kicked last year.
68 sacks.
And everybody, yes, he held on to the ball too long. A lot of people do that. But he still had results. He did make mistakes, and he had results. And compared to other first-round picks, I think he held up rather well. One, he stayed healthy. I mean, look at Justin Fields. I love Justin Fields and was glad to have him. He got the crap beat out of him, and he missed games. There are other first-round picks. They get the crap beat out of them. They miss games. Caleb did not.
I just like to say, even though he had a shitty line, and he only really had Cole Kmet and DJ Moore, he still threw for 3,500 yards.
And Roma Dunze is the secret sauce because he's starting to get there, and the two of them came in, and they the bond from the beginning, especially playing in the same college conference, so they were familiar with each other. I think he's going to have a monster season because you take a offensive-minded coach that is great at maximizing wide receivers. So what do? You utilize your youth.
And you go out and you draft another top prospect, Luther Burden.
No, he was. You forgot about Colston Loveland.
Well, right, but that was a tight end, right? But,
yes.
But you go out and you give what I meant to say. You go out
a first-round talent in the second round,
and you go out and you get another weapon for Caleb Williams. And what we did on the previous show, which somebody didn't hit record.
It was really him. Don't let him fool you.
I remember I had said, do you remember Ben Johnson's first official day? He walked in, everybody stood up clapping. He said, okay, let's get back to work. Now, Matt Eberflus was like, "Oh, thank you, and last year it was hard. You know, it was bad. It was, everybody said,
My
"Oh,
blood pressure raised a lot last season, but I had to take extra blood pressure medication. It was just, it was very hard to watch.
but now we have the line. Yeah, we did look shitty against Kansas City. We'll get to that in a minute. But look at the pieces we have and look at Ben Johnson. And I said this last week that there's no video proof. Anyways, I'm going to say it again. I will never see another Chicago Bear 3rd and 14 wide receiver bubble screen.
Oh, I don't even want to hear the word wide receiver screen ever again because you need 22 yards and you do wide receiver screen and hope for the best.
Yeah.
Where's the logic in that?
How many times last year were we going, oh my fucking God, what the fuck are you doing?
And what you can't even blame the kickers who, in previous years, have been the reason why we lost games because they missed a kick. You had last year to me the number one thing that derailed last year with the potential we had going into the season was coaching. Oh, nobody will tell me any different. Matt Eberflus may be a great defensive coordinator, but he was a horrible head coach. And that happens a lot. Look at Josh McDaniels in New England, was an amazing offensive coordinator, horrible head coach.
Yep.
And some people can do it all, which we're hoping Ben Johnson is the case.
I think so.
I'm seeing Sean McVay 2.0 because I hope we get McVay, not Shanahan, because you can say all you want about Kyle Shanahan. He's a great offensive mind, but the results don't translate. He makes mistakes when he doesn't need to. Judging how Ben Johnson has acted in just this preseason, we win a game. He still looks upset.
That's where I was going with it.
We barely won, and he comes out and says the starters played like shit.
Yeah,
that's what we need. The whole time we were in the, and yes, I include myself in the team. I've invested enough time.
Absolutely, yeah.
I'm 49 years old. I've been a fan since I was 10. So
do we make money yet?
I don't know.
Hey, Mr. Warren, we deserve money. Everybody knows who Warren is, right? I'm referring to. I hope so. Bears,
yeah. Throw us a couple of seats for when you finally get the new stadium going.
Yeah, I'm luxury boxes. We're not asking for much. But anyways, I just want to touch on something that you did. Remember, you had sent me a picture of Ben Johnson during the game. It was pretty. We were by 30, but he was still like this. He was just like,
and he looked like annoyed.
He looked like, wait a minute, we're playing soft. That's what I like because you remember have to bring it up the old Hail Mary, against Washington,
which they completely derailed our season.
And he was like, yeah, that 15-yard play, yeah, that didn't really bother me. Bullshit it didn't, but I am excited because Ben Johnson, what did he do in Detroit? I think we had the exact same caliber with that Detroit had with, let's run
There's nothing that Detroit has right now that we don't. They've got receivers, so do we. They brought in Sam Laporta, which transformed their offense even more. So what do? We had Cole Kmet. We added Loveland, which shocked everybody at first.
Thought we were going Warren,
because I'll be honest, I kept saying I wanted Tyler Warren. And then because when it comes to college football, I'm lacking in knowledge. When the draft comes around and they start mentioning players.
No, time on. You're lacking in now. Okay, hold on. Okay, let me just move this. I want us both in the frame. Every year, this guy sends me a text message with about 2,000 different college players, and I know 4 of them. And he's like, "Oh, dude, this is so and so. This is equivalent to so and so." And I'm like, "Okay." So by the time I get done researching the first one, he's already got 15 more.
So there's a reason for
he's bullshit.
He didn't pay attention to college football until the draft comes around. And then I do my research. I watch my Good Morning Football. I watch all of the football programs. And I've got a few friends that are more into college than I am that I feed off of them and get intel. I never heard about Holston Loveland until that process. because there were some experts, I won't even say analysts, there were some draft experts that were saying, keep an eye on Colston Loveland. So I started paying attention. And to me, I'm not mad about it. And you saw it in the first couple of preseason games.
Oh God, yeah.
Where he's open. And who do you block? Do you block Komet? Do you block Loveland? And then if you try to stop them, then you got to worry about DJ Moore, who I think is going to be even more deadly than he's been in the past. He's been phenomenal with horrible quarterbacks.
Oh yeah.
In his time in Carolina and since he's been with us in Chicago. You give him a teammate on the other side in Roma Dunze. So what do? You go get, like I said, a first round talent who's drafted in the second round in Luther Burden for whatever reason he dropped. Who cares? He's ours now.
But we got another veteran leader there, Duvernay.
Yes.
But not
weirdly enough, they cut and then brought back and just
but not only is it Ben Johnson, it's his work ethic, it's his schematic, but it's also the coaching staff that he hired.
Eric Bieniemy
could be a head coach anywhere,
and Antoine Randall, who he's the reason the wide receivers in Detroit transformed into what they are. So he's going to do it for them.
He has to, yeah.
And look at I believe it's pronounced Ja'Day Walker. How he responded to him making an amazing catch and then the game-winning touchdown in the Kansas City game.
Loved it.
You need that because you have coaches that are just there, and then you have coaches that are there.
Yep. And last year, most of our coaches were just there. But I remember we were talking when we saw Eric Bieniemy in the during training camp. He was literally telling the players,
move your ass, get your knees up.
Basically, you're running like a little bitch.
Yeah,
you need that instead of being like, hey, don't worry about it, you're coming along. No, and we talked about this before. Eric Bieniemy was with KC under the great Andy Reid.
And yes, we brought in Matt Nagy, who came from Kansas City. Eric Bieniemy was a key part in Patrick Mahomes becoming what he was. Let's just keep it real. Because Matt Nagy goes back, Patrick Mahomes goes backwards. What does that tell you?
Yeah. But our coaching staff now is better. We kept our special teams out of everybody. But now Ryan Poles has his
local boy, by the way.
Yep. Actually, I could sit here and go on and tell you that my wife's best friend's husband cuts his hair, but can't do that.
I'll cut my hair after I found that out.
I just did. So listen, I have a question for you. Every year we do. We're like, okay, hey, you remember when we were looking at Justin Fields and I said, remember we were on the phone? It was what, number 11th pick or 10th? Remember?
We got him at the 11th pick.
We said,
hold on for a second. Do you realize how many people now have gotten traded from that draft? Trey Lance.
Everybody.
Micah Parsons.
Everybody.
We'll get into that in a second.
The guy that went from Trevor Lawrence backup was with the
Mac Jones.
Yep.
Yes. He'll start now what did that do for you?
But so I remember, we were texting back and forth and one of us said, if we don't take Justin Fields here, it's going to be bad. I still wish Justin Fields would have worked out, but we had bad coaching staff. So my question to you is, we saw the potential with Caleb Williams. I mean, look, behind the shitty line, I don't care. You could put Patrick Mahomes. You could bring back fucking
Tom Brady,
Richard Cunningham, and he's still going to get sacked.
It's Randall Cunningham.
Did I say Richard? You did. I'm nervous. I've never been on camera before. Anyways.
Lies make the baby Jesus.
But now we have this new offensive line. We have Pro Bowler offensive line. We have the guy from Kansas City,
Joe Tooney.
So now my question to you is, with all the offensive pieces, we'll talk about defense in a minute. And ladies and gentlemen, that's Dozer in the back. That's my boy. He's 16 on Tuesday. So if you see this, you give Dozer a shout out. Happy birthday. With all the pieces, plus the running game, DeAndre Swift,
who I think is also overlooked with the fact that how many times he's been traded, but he's 1,000-yard rusher
every year, and even last year.
He balled out in Detroit, and everybody says because Ben Johnson was the offensive coordinator when he got traded to Philly. Does he make that decision?
Nope. So my question to you is, what do you see Caleb Williams and the offense doing this year?
Oh, I think they're going to tear it up. Like everybody says, oh, it's only preseason. You're going up against guys that are trying to earn jobs. They're in the NFL for a reason. Whether or not they're a first round pick, a seventh round pick, they're still in the NFL.
You know, with you saying the seventh round pick, I just want to throw out a name, Isaiah Pacheco.
Yes,
seventh round pick. Look at him. There you go.
Here's a better
Beat out
one.
our first rounder.
Who was Mr. Irrelevant a few years ago? Brock Purdy.
Oh yes, look at him. Look at him.
Yeah. You have Kirk, one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time.
Yep. Look at him.
So
it's just how bad you want it,
and also how good your scouting departments value somebody instead of to the church. But if you look at that first drive in the game against Buffalo, our offense was just on point from start to finish of that first drive. 98 yards. There was one miss, and it was really not that big of a deal. But Caleb Williams looked like the quarterback that we've been hoping for since we drafted him.
Yep.
He just didn't have an offensive line.
Yep.
Now we have an offensive line, and that's the thing I want to give Brian Poles credit for. He brought these guys in with free agency, so he had flexibility in the draft to draft whoever he wanted. And what did he do with his first two picks? He went offense. Could have gone offensive line. He did. Could have gone with the best defensive player in the draft. He didn't. He focused on the part of the team that lacked the most, and that was our offense, and he made us better. So there's no reason why we're not going to succeed unless Caleb Williams becomes Trevor Lawrence.
So you're going to see my wife walk the pitch. Everybody say hi to Jen. So my question to you is this the year after over 100 years of Chicago Bear football, do we get a first 4,000-yard passer?
If we don't, Caleb's got to go. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Unless he gets hurt, and even
I meant let's say like if Rome goes down and Loveland, and
you would have to have the whole receiving corps go down because we've got so many people now. We've got 40 potential receivers on one offense, along with two stud tight ends,
and you throw in a great running back, and we had talked about this last week. Playing against when Swift leaped over. I told you I thought I saw something in him that he didn't have last year. There was a little extra burst because why? Goes back to what we talked about 5 minutes ago. The coaching where they're hard on them, saying, "Hey, this isn't good enough. Elevate yourself."
Plus, another thing about it with Swift, if you think about it, how many times has he been considered the guy? Even though everybody was saying, "Oh, we need to go get a running back. We need to draft a running back," which I wanted Ashton Genty, but that was just because he
just like saying the name. Say it again.
Ashton Genty.
Okay.
But he was a freak of nature. But DeAndre Swift has been a bona fide stud in Detroit, in Philadelphia. And then he comes to us, and he still did well when we needed him to. It was just, unfortunately, injuries happen.
Yep.
Hopefully that gets cut down because at this moment, our running back room is a little depleted, which I still don't understand why we cut Ian Wheeler. Of all the people that we cut, we didn't even bring him back to the practice squad, and I don't understand that one. That is the only move that Ryan Poles has made this offseason that completely baffles me.
But we're going to hang on to him somehow. So do you predict 4,000 yards, 30 tutties, 2 or 3 1,000-yard receivers, and 1,000-yard running back?
At least 2. 3, if you consider one of the tight ends. It's just because they're going to be wide open because everybody's going to be focused.
How are you going to cover everybody?
Exactly. And I think Swift is going to be a 1,000-yard rusher.
Because, Ben Johnson is going to have maybe what? 2 wide receivers here, maybe you bring the tight end out over here. You got DJ maybe in motion. All of a sudden, you think they're going to go deep.
He's going to have a lot of weapons to work. And as long as the defense doesn't shit the bed, which there's a lot of games we lost last year that was a lot due to the defense. Look at the Hail Mary game. That never should have happened. And
I'm still in therapy. Why do you got to bring it up to help? Why do you?
Sorry,
I'm in therapy.
Talking about it gets it out of your system and I'll give them credit.
So isn't throwing a chair. But.
I mean, they could have dumped Tyreek Stevenson, even though he should have sat the next game. There's no reason. I mean, you've got Kyler Gordon, you've got Jalen Johnson, so you can't even say you needed him because you have no corners to lock people down. Which, I mean, I'm confused as what's going on with Jalen Johnson as far as contract stuff.
Is he becoming prima donnas where he got a contract, but now he wants more?
I'm starting to wonder that because, correct me if I'm wrong, in the first episode of Hard Knocks, they brought him upstairs and they gave him that contract.
No, that was DJ Moore.
Thank you. Sorry, brain cramp. I had a headache this morning.
Well, you see, we're going to a meeting after this. But
Monsters Anonymous. If you don't believe it, here's the can.
Yeah. Anyway, it's one of those slip over cans. No, wait. So now I want to talk about one of the only. I love our special teams. I think we got great special teams. Love everything. I'm a little what Casey did to us. Yes, I know it's Patrick Mahomes. I know it's Isaiah Pacheco. Our starters were in those 2 drives. I was getting pissed. I know it's preseason.
Well, a lot of that also had to do with the fact that the referees were in midseason for Kansas City. I mean, there was one play they literally showed a block in the back where the Kansas City offensive lineman practically chucked our defender past Patrick Mahomes, and they didn't call it.
Yep.
But then they call a phantom flag on us, saying that it was pass interference or something. And he never even touched him.
Yeah.
I mean, how's it interference when he didn't even touch the guy? And the replay showed that, especially with Greg Olson on the call, because he's so critical of Chicago players. Because I think being a former player, just like when he does Carolina games, the perfect person for that is Steve Smith. He will not hold back.
He does not hold back, Steve Smith.
And that's what some commentators or analysts need, is that don't sugarcoat it just because you're talking about your former team or things like that. And
I dare say I think Tom Brady will be the type of anyway.
I disagree. I've seen a lot of things.
You think he's going to be?
Yes, because I've seen a lot of things where Tom Brady criticizes the way the modern football is, about how it's more of the quarterback gets a touchdown and he's celebrating by himself instead of with his teammates. I watched that clip and it's just, I have a lot of respect for Tom Brady, but that's a whole other episode.
Absolutely.
When we play New England.
So one of your favorite players, second year, Austin Booker. I know you love him. You brag about him, and this is where we disagree.
Which unfortunately got hurt.
So he is great in preseason. He's a friggin' stud. I mean, if he could play 17 games in preseason, he would break the all-time sack season record. But come to regular season,
well, he would have had to play. I don't understand it. And he was, like I said, judging by what we saw on Hard Knocks, they talked great about him.
Yep.
Let him in the preseason, and then did put him in during the regular season. Like, okay, is Booker playing? Where is
he? Right.
Well,
because Gervin Dexter, right? Did I say that right?
Gervon Dexter.
Okay.
Senior.
See, he just knows everybody. He even knows that their mom made it.
Dude, I forgot who number 49 is, so you got to give me a bit of.
He did not. He's in rehab. Anyway, but I am concerned. I know Montez Sweat was not as productive last year. I want to see Montez Sweat just go all just ape shit on everybody. I would like to see Tremaine Edmonds step up. We got him from Buffalo. I I want to see him just be dominant because when you think of Chicago, you think of defense and you think of Sweetness, the greatest player
Yes,
of
right.
all time.
They call us the monsters of the Midway for a reason because it's always been about the defense all the
Yep.
way back to the Dick Butkus years, and then you go with the '85 Bears, which I watched the rewatched the 30 for 30 not yesterday, day before yesterday,
Yep.
and it's just that's always been our identity: defense and our running backs. We might actually have an offense for the first time ever.
Absolutely.
And hopefully we do something with it because
But Tremaine Edmonds and TJ Edwards has got to step up. I'm calling it right now. And because if not, Hippolyte's coming in. I like him.
yes.
I like that kid. I do.
Yeah.
I do.
And you know what I think the key is for this year with our defense? Our defense went the wrong direction when Jaquan Brisker went out
Right.
with his concussion and never came back.
Yeah.
Because I think he is even though Montez Sweat gets a lot of the talked about the most,
he's a bigger name. Yep.
he is the heartbeat of that defense. When he went down, it was a completely different
it
defense.
was horrible. But correct me if I'm wrong. Our defense is healthy.
To my knowledge, I mean, everybody's got bumps and bruises.
Right.
It's just no injury other than Booker that's going to miss a substantial amount of time. The only question is when we're going full speed, is Brisker back completely? Because for him to be out for so long because of concussion, obviously it was serious enough to where there was questions of whether or not he can. There was concerns he may never come back at all. So
yeah, remember when we were watching the game? We're like, okay, where is Brisker? Why is he got concussion? But then he was over. But you're right. You take a centerpiece like that, and it just you really just can't step in for a Jaquan Brisker. You'd be like you can't step in for Ray Lewis. You just can't do that.
No offense to Jonathan Allen, he attempted, and we got Bayard, who's a veteran, and that's why he's
and
a
Owens.
team captain.
Owens is just a role player. He's dating Simone.
He's married to Simone.
Get married.
Let's get it correct.
Yeah, okay, you're right.
Well, you got to date to get married. Yeah.
I mean, if everybody's healthy and we have the right coaching staff, which we believe, I just want to touch on something. You had said Ben Johnson could have gone anywhere.
Yes.
He chose us. He chose Kelly Williams. Eric Bieniemy went from one of the best head coaches of all time with a perennial dynasty.
One of the best, in my opinion, Andy Reid is the best coach. I know what everybody says about Belichick, but Belichick had Tom Brady and did nothing before Brady, did nothing after.
I know.
Brady.
Just look at the game in North Carolina.
Made Donovan McNabb. He's from Syracuse, where I'm from. He made Kevin Kolb look good. He made Sam Bradford look good. And then obviously he's got Patrick Mahomes.
Yep.
I don't think Patrick Mahomes would be what he is today if it wasn't for Andy Reid.
Absolutely.
Let's just get that straight.
100%.
Everybody that says, "Oh, we should have drafted him instead of Mitch Trubisky," please stop.
Yeah.
Yes. They're always going to be tied together, just like with us now having Caleb Williams. Everybody's going to compare Caleb Williams to Jaden Daniels. But answer me this question. How many people, when they talk about C.J. Stroud and Bryce Young, if Bryce Young starts playing better because he's got the coaching, C.J. Stroud went backwards last year.
Yeah.
So who says that's not going to happen to Jaden Daniels after everybody figured him out?
Absolutely. And I lost my train of thought. What was I talking about before you just? Oh, anyway. No, so we talked about Ben Johnson. He's no nonsense. And we got Eric Bieniemy, who learned under one of the greatest head coaches of all time, one of the greatest systems, and then he went to college. He could have gone to any college as a head coach. He could have had the we talked about this last time. He could have had almost every open head coach job, but he chose to go with Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams. So for everybody, you had opened this with, everybody wants to pick on because he paints his nails and this and that. Who cares if he paints his nails? Does it really matter? No. I mean, let's talk really quick about Dennis Rodman. When Dennis Rodman,
he wore dress.
I mean, he did all this, but yet, what do you do? He go out and grab 1,000 rebounds a year?
One of the greatest rebounders,
if not the best
of the game.
I mean, 6 NBA titles, and you're going to sit there and you're going to make fun of him. Not make fun of Dennis Rodman because he did all this, but you're gonna because somebody paints it down. I think it's really stupid. I think it's really I want to say sexist, but anyways, who cares? I'm just gonna say it here, and I forgot to say it last time. If Caleb Williams is gay, who gives a crap? That's what they're saying. You paint your nails, you're gay. Who cares? It's 2025. Let that shit go. So I'm saying we have the right.
He throws touchdowns.
Absolutely, and you had drafted Jalen Hurts in the second round of our recent draft, but he's also got Caleb Williams.
I do.
Sir, who are you starting this week?
I am starting Caleb Williams because yes, the Eagles are gonna monkey stomp Dallas today. I
Never heard that.
But
hashtag monkey stomp.
But Caleb Williams did well against Minnesota last year, and now you give him weapons and a offensive line to protect him.
Yep.
And I think our defense. Speaking of Monday Night Football, J.J. McCarthy is coming off an injury.
He's a rookie,
and so he's essentially a rookie in this game versus a Dennis Allen led defense.
Yep.
I mean. I think we're taking Monday, and that's just not hopeful thinking. Just the proof is in the pudding that all the evidence is saying that we're going to do well. What's wrong with pudding?
No, where is it? Anyways, so yes, now I really think, and I'm very confident that I think I don't think we're going to monkey stomp them. Let's be honest.
Embrace the monkey stomp.
I think that they still, we don't know anything about J.J. McCarthy. Yes, he was great at Michigan, and that's for a whole nother segment of how I feel high profile college players. But anyways, for like the last 10 minutes is what I want to talk. He's been playing quarterback for 15 years of his life. Yes, the NFL is a sped up, but you know what? You got Aaron Jones. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And you got one of the best wide receivers in the game today, Justin Jefferson, right? Their defense is not too shabby. So, but I think having what we have as opposed to J.J. McCarthy coming off that, and it's got to be in the back of his mind, coming off an injury like that, one bad hit could ruin everything. And I don't know what he's doing. He might be looking up midget.
Dude, I do that. You know what the most interesting thing about Monday's game?
Is that really him and a Bears?
Yes.
That's
J.J. McCarthy grew up a Bears fan. That was a picture from him from his first game. And ironically, the same jersey I'm wearing. Not the same one, but you get it.
To all of our viewers and listeners, I do not condone him, stalking professional players. Do you have a problem?
It was put out there in the street. So the fact that he grew up a Bears fan. So I'm going to talk about it. This is a Bears podcast. I talk about the Bears.
So, but I do. I think that we have the right pieces. And I know what people are, when they're like, oh, Anderson's out. Okay, who cares? Next man up.
Yeah.
I mean, Tom Brady, next man up, right? That's the way it was. And
he's the ultimate next man up.
Because I have a feeling, I really do, that if we look like shit, Ben Johnson and his staff are going to kick their not our ass. I mean, even though Mr. Warren, we still need we're here promoting. We deserve something.
Yeah.
I just think
Ryan Poles play.
Yep. Yeah. He grew up about half hour from here. Canandaigua, New York. Ryan Poles. Yep. But I want to see. Because we didn't see a lot of Burden. Now, hold on. I got to give a shout out to my other Steve. He's a Kansas City fan. We played Madden. Luther Burden, fucking dynamic on that game. So I'm just saying, yep. Although that game still cheats for the Chiefs. I'm so sorry. I want to see, because Luther Burden, he should have gone in the first round. He has a chip on his shoulder. The only knock I told you, I don't like that one tweet or whatever where he said, what are you going to do when I'm carving up your defense?
Yeah, about the
I don't like
200 yards, 3 touchdowns on your team.
But what I want to see is, because I told you that one preseason, I saw Caleb Williams, everybody, the whole entire offense just looked
He
fluid.
commanded the offense, and it looked. There was no mistakes. It wasn't like
98
it was
yards.
a lucky play. He needed a play, hit Komet right down the middle.
And then Loveland in the middle. That was, oh my God.
And it was just, and even Kansas City, they came out looking not as well, but yet they didn't give up. And what did he do at the end of the first half? He threw the touchdown to Roman Doomsday.
Yep.
And there's another thing that we have in Chamber, people think of. Heaven forbid anything happens to Caleb Williams, or if he turns out to not be the guy. I think Ben Johnson, from what he's shown, has the stones to say, sit your ass down, pull a Dave Canellis, and sit his ass down and make him re-earn his spot.
Yep.
We got one hell of a backup quarterback in Tyson Bagent.
Absolutely.
Because even in the exact same game and in the Kansas City game,
he looked great.
He came in, he ran the offense, and what happened?
Absolutely. I want to piggyback off that real quick. We got about 7 minutes. The great Peyton Manning, when he was in Denver, he was having a shit, like whatever. Sorry, that's my wife's favorite player. So if I get something thrown, going to hit him.
And to me,
well,
if I had to build a team, I would pick Peyton Manning as my quarterback.
But Gary Kubiak, mistaken, benched him. Said, hey, you need to sit down. And then I think it was Brock Osweiler. I don't know. I think he wasn't doing good or he got hurt. Peyton Manning came back in. What happened? Let him to the Super Bowl. But that's what happened. Just because you're a first round pick or you're the first overall pick,
doesn't mean shit.
Sometimes you need to have that dose of reality and the humility, and that's what happened. Peyton Manning came back in, however long, and he went on.
Mind you, this is Hall of Fame Peyton Manning, not a first or second year quarterback. That's why, like when I was bringing up about Bryce Young, you got to give that kid a lot of credit. Number one pick, and he said we should have taken him, and our team would be a lot different than Justin Fields.
And he got benched for Andy Dalton.
He learned.
Fair.
He learned. Yes. Tyson Bagent doesn't have the experience of Andy Dalton, but he still is an experienced quarterback. I mean, he won Cincinnati for a reason.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ben Johnson seems like a coach that would tell you, sit your ass down if you're screwing up. And with those weapons, there is no reason to be screwing up if you are as good as you were projected from pretty much your sophomore year in college.
Yep.
I mean, until I learned about their players, it was like, I want Caleb Williams. Then I realized Justin Fields is the guy. But we got him now. And the moment we traded Justin Fields, I started paying attention to who Caleb Williams is. All the off the field shit doesn't fucking matter. Not one bit. Unless you're Cleveland and your quarterback is Deshaun Watson, which that's a whole other thing. Because with the fact that we drafted Mitch Trubisky, I was pissed off because I wanted Deshaun Watson.
I remember that too, and I remember
it was like when we made that, we traded up. I'm like, that's for Deshaun Watson. And then when we drafted Mitch Trubisky,
you text me, you're like, did I miss the memo? Like, from North Carolina,
Mitch Trubisky.
Now, however, hold on. 6 touchdowns in one game, just like I say that. Yep. He won my fantasy matchup that week. 6 touchdowns, and then after that. But, I still think Mitch Trubisky could step in. Anyway.
If anything, heaven forbid, happens to Josh Allen, everybody, the guys won.
I think he
took us to the 2018 playoffs for a reason.
And I don't know if you just saw the shadow, but that was my wife. And it was funny because I'm just going to share this quick little story. She had bought me a shirt and I had opened it and it said, 2018 NFC North Champs. And she's like, you going to wear it? I'm like, no, I can't wear it. And
what are you, a little kid from Haiti?
No.
When they send the team that loses to the Super Bowl?
I had said, no, this is during 2018. And I said, no, I can't because it's a jinx. You can see her behind our blanket. I put the shirt on and we lost. And I lost, and then I just love it how certain people just post a double doink, and because I was literally sitting there and I'm just like,
But you talking about the Hammer Mary?
Yeah.
You're
The
gonna
double
bring up the
doink.
double doink.
Double doink. Yeah, that.
Yeah, I don't ever feeling that shit.
But hey, you know what? This time I hit record. I've given a couple shout outs to my wife and my friend Steve. Your wife,
Yes.
who's her favorite player?
For Chicago?
For Carolina.
She likes Bryce Young because she thought he was cute. And the funny thing is, like, and now she said to me last week or 2 weeks ago that she thinks Ben Johnson is cute.
Oh, that's right.
That is the only thing I'll hold against him because, if I ever have the luxury of meeting him, I got to worry about my wife, giving up on me.
Dude, and the hell, all that.
Dude,
I'm just thinking about. We'll talk off camera.
I'm just saying, but if I had to pick me or the head coach of the Chicago Bears, it's a no-brainer. So can't hate on it.
Right. I feel
No kidding.
So listen, everybody. This is Bear Grove. From my great brother here.
A bro from another mother.
I always like to say in front of you, I can call your brother, and then he's going to tell me some stats after we show. But listen, we're on YouTube. We're going to be on TikTok. You get access to the channel?
Yes, I'm working on it. I'm still working.
On that note, listen, for Big Will, I'm J Dubs. Check out not only this podcast, but both of our podcasts. Pins and Wins talks about sports, wrestling.
JK's Rewatchable Hour. We make a large range of subjects, especially mental health, which is very.
And come back here every week. We're going to come back here next Thursday morning. We should actually sometime check into a live. We're going to come back Thursday morning after breakfast. We're going to talk about the game, and we're calling it now. You got 30 seconds. Give me your score.
Chicago, Minnesota, 27-10.
I'm going to take Chicago. You ready for this? I thought about it because I knew how I wanted to end it. And we don't ever rehearse, guys, ladies and gentlemen. 42-24 Bears. Calling it right now. Okay. Hey.
Oh, I want to send a shout out to my boys from the BWO podcast, which was a good inspiration for this finally happening because, I saw the Bills love. I wanted to, we talk about Bears all the time. And
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Can you do that? Because I think there's pudding around here. No, you were standing. There was pudding. All right, listen, guys.
Let it go.
You know what? I'm getting a divorce. All right, thank you, everybody. Hey, guess what? I did hit record this time.